I witnessed my friend break down after seeing his pregnant girlfriend. My buddy was the last person I'd expect to see crying over a woman. In high school, he was that guy, 6'2", varsity basketball. Girls literally passed him their numbers in the hallway. He kept a shoebox under his bed with at least 30 phone numbers he never called back. Junior year, he dated this girl for exactly 3 weeks. The second she changed her relationship status on Facebook, he ended it. Senior year was worse. I watched him ghost another girl after she bought him a $200 jacket for his birthday. His excuse? She's getting too attached. College didn't change him. He had a system. Never take them to his apartment, never meet their friends, and absolutely never stay the night. I remember asking him once why he was like this, and he just shrugged and said commitment wasn't his thing. But 4 years ago, something shifted. He met this girl at a coffee shop downtown, the one on 5th Street with the terrible Wi-Fi. She was reading a book, and he used his usual line, asked if the seat next to her was taken. She looked up, said yes, and went back to reading. He was stunned. He went back the next day. Same table, same girl, same answer. On the third day, I went with him because I didn't believe this was happening. Sure enough, she shut him down again, this time without even looking up from her book. The barista actually laughed. It took him 2 weeks of showing up before she finally agreed to one coffee. Just coffee. No dinner, no drinks, coffee. And he was genuinely nervous. I'd never seen him nervous about a girl in 10 years of friendship. He changed his shirt twice before leaving. 6 months later, they moved in together. A year after that, he bought a ring. I was his best man at their wedding last September. Last Tuesday, I stopped by their apartment after work around 7 p.m. His girlfriend was 8 months pregnant, due in 3 weeks. I knocked twice, but no answer, so I used the spare key he'd given me. The TV was on, some cooking show playing quietly. She was curled up on their gray sectional couch, wearing one of his old college hoodies that barely fit over her belly anymore. Her hand was resting on top, and I could actually see the baby moving, this weird ripple across her stomach. She was completely knocked out. I called out for my buddy, and he emerged from the kitchen holding 2 beers. He handed me one, then stopped dead in the doorway when he saw his girlfriend sleeping. Just froze. For a solid 10 seconds, he didn't move, didn't blink, just stared. Then I heard this sound, like choking or gasping for air. I thought he was having some kind of medical emergency. When he turned to face me, tears were streaming down his face. Not just watery eyes, full streams running down both cheeks. His shoulders were shaking. This was the same guy who didn't shed a single tear at his grandmother's funeral 2 years ago. The same guy who laughed when his ex keyed his car. I literally did not know his face could make that expression. "You good, man?" I asked, completely lost. He tried to wipe his eyes, but they just kept coming. He set his beer down on the counter and took a shaky breath. "I need to tell you something," he said, his voice cracking on every other word. "Something I've never told anyone." I waited. "Senior year of high school, remember when my dad left?" I nodded. "His parents' divorce was messy. His mom got the house. His dad moved 3 states away. The night before he left, my mom sat me down at the kitchen table. It was like 11 p.m. and she'd been crying for hours." His hands were shaking now. "She told me the real reason he was leaving. He said he never wanted kids, that having me ruined their marriage, that every time he looked at me, he saw everything he'd given up. His career, his freedom, his life." His voice dropped to barely a whisper. "She told me my dad left because I exist. I had no idea. We'd been friends for 15 years and he'd never mentioned this. I convinced myself that's just how it works, that one day I'd wake up and resent whoever I was with, that I'd look at my kid and see everything I lost instead of everything I gained. So I never let anyone get close. I sabotaged everything on purpose because I was terrified I'd turn into him." He looked back at his girlfriend, still sleeping peacefully. The baby kicked and her whole belly shifted. But watching her right now, carrying our daughter, his voice broke again. "I've never been more sure of anything in my entire life. I'm not him. I'll never be him. This isn't something I'm giving up." He smiled through the tears. "This is everything I was supposed to find." I didn't know what to say, so I just stood there. "That's my wife," he said, like he still couldn't believe it. "That's my daughter in there. In 3 weeks, I'm going to be somebody's dad, and I've never wanted anything more." He wiped his face with his sleeve. "I spent 15 years running from this, and it's the only thing that ever mattered." His girlfriend stirred on the couch and opened her eyes. She saw his face and immediately sat up. "What's wrong? Is something wrong?" He walked over, knelt down, and kissed her forehead. "Nothing's wrong," he said. "Everything's perfect."